Namaste ji, namaste. Welcome to Law School by TLY, and now this is lecture number 2, and today we'll be discussing all about civil liability and criminal liability. So before we get to the IPC or the BNS, we need to understand what kind of liabilities are there in law and why do they exist in first place, right? So this is the main master topic, but just assume that there is a guy called Harish and then there is a guy called Yash, and over some girlfriend related issues, as is often the case, Harish punches Yash outside a cafe and Yash suffers a fractured jaw. Now just presume that this has happened. Now in this scenario, what can we say? Now always remember, as I said in lecture number 1, this series has to be watched as a series of lectures via this playlist called Law School by TLY, that law is also a mechanism to control the kalesh or the chaos in life, right? So now this is an incident that has happened. So just presume that Yash calls the police. So of course he's going to make a call to the PCR, that is the police control room. Usually a MPCR, as the mobile PCR, is going to show up at the spot. Then if they think that actually a worthwhile incident has happened, they will call the local police station and call the local officer from that jurisdiction. That is the main role of a PCR, is कि जहाँ पे, like for example, let us say that this has happened outside of Anand Niketan in Delhi. There used to be a CCD back in the day. I do not know whether it exists as of today, but let's presume outside a cafe, right? That's a cafe coffee day. And this has happened. So this PCR is going to call the local police station, the police station that presides over Anand Niketan, that is called as the territorial jurisdiction of a police station. So similarly, the police station जो क्या काम करेगा, वो एक अपनी territory के अंदर ही operate करता है. This guy will not, Anand Niketan police station will not look at cases that happen, let us say, in the Punjabi Bagh area of Delhi. Understood? So जिसकी जितने एरिया पे कंट्रोल है, that is what we call as the territorial jurisdiction. Now similarly, if this matter goes to court, it has to go to the appropriate court which has jurisdiction over this area where the incident took place. So these lectures I'll be intertwining a lot of BNSS and BNS because that's how I believe that it will be better for you, and I'll keep on expanding on BNSS as we keep on doing more topics from BNS. So primarily speaking, first and foremost, we'll be covering out BNS and then intertwining as to how the machinery is going to work. So you'll need both of those bare acts. Okay. Then what is going to happen is the PCR is going to, essentially speaking, do something informally which we call as a ruka. So they are going to intimate everything to the local police station officer कि ये हुआ है और आप आ जाइए. Now let us say the police station guy, the inspector that shows up, is going to inspect कि भाई क्या हुआ है क्या नहीं हुआ है, and बहुत लमसम मैं बता रहा हूँ, I'm not going into the details of, there are 27 stages to a criminal trial. We will cover them as we go along in this series. However, inspector is going to, let us just presume, straight away do an FIR. Now FIR के अंदर, FIR जब होगी उसके ऊपर investigation करेगी पुलिस, and they are then going to come up with a report. Now this report can be of three kinds. This report can be that they can file a charge sheet that we are going to be charging you with such and such offense, and this is where the BNS comes in या IPC comes in. यहाँ पे there is a list of offenses that the police may charge you, that we had told you as a citizen of this country or as a person who is in the country, you will not be doing such and such things, but you actually ended up doing them. Like for example, hurt, grievous hurt, assault, etc. So all of these sections are there: murder, culpable homicide, rape, kidnapping, interdiction, etc., etc. All are given here, and these sections the police may just charge you with. The other kind of reports are the closure report, and then you have the untraced report. Untraced report की पुलिस कहता है जी accused भाग गया, हमें तो पता नहीं investigation के बाद हमें मिला कि नहीं मिला. And then closure report कि ऐसा कुछ हुआ ही नहीं, जैसी रिपोर्ट आई थी, just close the case altogether. These are submitted to your local magistrate, often the JMFC, the Judicial Magistrate of the First Class, the presiding officer there. इसके लिए लोअर जुडिशरी का एग्जाम दिया जाता है for this specific post. All right. But before we get into the nitty gritty details of criminal procedure, because this is all that I wanted to explain to you. ये जो चार्ज है ना, ये जो लिस्ट है, यहाँ पे काम आती है BNS या IPC, क्योंकि ये जो पूरी की पूरी लिस्ट है ये आपके पास इस बेयर एक्ट में आपके पास दे रखी है. बट टुडे वी वोंट टच द बेयर एक्ट एज सच, बिकॉज वी बिफोर वी एंटर इनटू द वाटर्स ऑफ द BNS we want to understand civil liability and criminal liability. Now all of this procedure, this all is given in CRPC or now known as the BNSS. ठीक है जी? This is how it works, and then this gets submitted to a magistrate. Whether he accepts or he or she accepts, denies, etc., calls you over. You can even, if they are closing the case, you can even file a protest petition, etc. But वो काम हम BNSS में करेंगे. Hopefully it is clear कि IPC का main stage यहाँ पे है. Now when you hear the Evidence Act अगर ट्रायल शुरू हुआ और एविडेंस रिकॉर्ड होना शुरू हुआ, एविडेंस एक्ट तब एक्टिवेट होती है. ऑलराइट. Then the magistrate is going to look, etc. is going to look into everything. Is going to call you over, give you a hearing, again telling it to you in a very lump sum manner, and then perhaps, if need be, frame charges that we are going to be putting you on trial for such and such offense that you have committed. Where are these offenses defined? एक BNS की please bear act देना अगर IPC की पड़ी हुई है तो. Where are these things defined? This is in IPC या BNS that you violated or you did or you committed such and such thing. तो ये हमने पहले से प्री डिसाइड करके अपने पास एक किताब में रख ली है. राइट. लाओ जी. और उस किताब का नाम हमारे पास यहाँ पर है, दैट इज दी भारतीय न्याय संहिता. और ये पूरा का पूरा प्रोसीजर भी हमने लिख लिया, भारतीय नागरिक सुरक्षा संहिता के अंदर लिख लिया. सो यू गोना बी नीडिंग द बेयर एक्ट. राइट. अब बेयर एक्ट के अंदर हमने ये डिफाइन हमें करने की जरूरत है क्या पड़ी? Why have we defined it in such a book? What is the need to write it all in one place? So that when you go and run to the police and you tell them कि मेरा phone चोरी हो गया है, and then you are like, अच्छा पुलिस कह रही है, अच्छा किसने उठा लिया? Very no, मुझे नहीं पता. I left it at a cafe. It was with me at the cafe, but I left it at the table and then I left the premises. पुलिस कह सकती है कि इस किताब के अंदर लिखा हुआ है सर, maybe it has been misappropriated because it was found by a staff member and now the phone is not there. Maybe it has not been nobody has committed theft exactly, क्योंकि theft के अंदर इस किताब में लिखा हुआ है somebody is going to take your movable property out of your possession without your consent. बट यहाँ पे तो आपने ऐसा कुछ करा ही नहीं. राइट. तो आपने अगर यहाँ पे ऐसा कुछ नहीं करा है और आप खुद वहां छोड़ के गए हैं, सो दैट मे बी, जस्ट मे बी, इट मे बी मिसअप्रोप्रिएशन, इट मे जस्ट नॉट बी थेफ्ट. वेयर इज ऑल ऑफ दिस गिवन? इट इज गिवन इन आवर वेल प्यारी किताब. राइट. एंड दिस इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू बी स्टडिंग कि इसके अंदर दे क्या क्या रखा है. अंडरस्टूड है? तो यहाँ पर ये पूरी की पूरी लिस्ट, एक तो ये यहाँ यूज होगी चार्जशीट में, फिर चार्जशीट में कोर्ट भी चेक करेगा बिफोर स्टार्टिंग योर ट्रायल, बिकॉज ट्रायल इज वेरी वेरी फार अवे कि एक्चुअली आपके ऊपर या आपने एक्चुअल में क्या क्या करा है. क्योंकि पुलिस वाले तो जी बहुत कुछ बोल देंगे कि ये सब करा है इन्होंने, तो ये करा है वो करा है बेस्ड ऑन देयर इन्वेस्टिगेशन. अगेन दिस इज गोइंग टू बी यूज्ड इन फ्रेमिंग ऑफ चार्ज वाला स्टेज, एंड देन यू आर गोइंग टू बी आर्ग्यूइंग कि जैसा ऑफेंस यहाँ पे डिफाइंड है वैसा तो मैंने करा ही नहीं, या एंड दैट योर एडवोकेट इज going to be defending you against. However, but सामने से state क्यों आता है? Why is there the state? Why is the state coming in to prosecute you? Right? That is what we must ponder on. So now, Yash has suffered a fractured jaw. First and foremost, I want you to write in your notes, because this will really help you in your semester. Because if you get a question such as write a short note and distinguish between civil and criminal liability, you will need to define the word liability, right? So what is the term liable? To be liable means to bear the appropriate consequences for one's conduct. Now see, you will be pretty much liable for all of your actions in life. You consume too much sugar, well, the consequences, you will get diabetes, right? But legally we can't say that. Legally we say कि भाई आपने ये करा किसी के खिलाफ, now get ready for the consequences. So now people have two mechanisms to interact with you. One, they can interact with you personally on the private side, and one, they can interact with you publicly, as in the entire society is now coming in to prosecute you that this is a member that is not worthy to live amongst us, so therefore this person should go to jail. Alright, तो ये अगर बात समझ में आती है तो बहुत बहुत अच्छी, your understanding is going in the correct direction. Alright, so core of civil liability is whoever causes damage to another person is obliged to compensate it, well, or restore it. Restore it in some cases if it's restorable. Now for example, civil liability, let us say that you end up enrolling in a coaching academy, right? And they take advance money from you like all of us in the coaching profession do, and then the teacher refuses to teach you, or let us say the institute goes bankrupt or something like that. Is it a criminal case or is it a civil case? So दो तरीके main case, because दो तरीके की main liability, right? तो क्रिमिनल केस है या सिविल केस है कि क्रिमिनल साइड पे अगर आईपीसी में कहीं पे चीटिंग फ्रॉड वगैरह लिखा है, perhaps you can say कि this guy cheated me or defrauded me of my money, but let us say that you and the coaching guy had an agreement in place, और उसमें ये भी लिखा हुआ था कि if this contract is breached, then that person is going to pay you damages. So in law we say pay me damages, मतलब पैसे, right? Damages for the damage that you have caused, kindly pay me that, because you are under a civil liability to me, because both of us agreed that I am going to give you the money and you are going to give me the service. The service from that end is consideration for me, and money for the other person is consideration for them. Alright, so from my end, consideration is service, what I am receiving, and for the other guy, the consideration is the money that is being coming in. So it's a quid pro quo that you two have agreed to do something, and if one of you fails, then only you two are fighting in court. Alrighty, so that's a civil liability. This is the Indian Contract Act essentially. However, having said that, if you commit murder of someone, it is not the individual, the other person's. अब other person तो ऊपर चला गया है ना, ईश्वर के पास चला गया after well being in a cremation ground, वो तो ऊपर चले गए. How, like for example, let us say the family is too poor to pursue the case against you legally. The family is not even going to come after you. The family is going to approach the state. Alright, the family of the deceased is going to go to the police, who again is going to do the FIR, then they are going to do the investigation, and then अच्छा investigation, चलिए इसको जल्दी जल्दी लिखने के चक्कर में चलिए ये शॉर्ट कर देते हैं. Investigation, then again in the charge sheet that they file, if they file a charge sheet, because it's not mandatory, the three kinds of reports that can be there, or as it's popularly known as challan, also filed by the police, they will say कि भाई यहाँ पे murder हुआ है. So who is going to come in the court? The police, state machinery. State police क्या है? State की investigating arm, जो ARM I said, जो कि यहाँ पर एविडेंस इकट्ठा करेगी, इन्वेस्टिगेशन करेगी और बताएगी कि यहाँ पर मर्डर हुआ भी है कि नहीं. और आपको BNS या IPC से you will just have to pretty much argue your case out कि मैंने मर्डर नहीं करा था, maybe I did the act in self defense, so that is a defense that you take. But at the trial, so let us say charge sheet हुई, charge sheet के बाद आपको मौका मिला, let us say charges have been framed that you did this, they are accusing you of this. Now the trial is going to begin, and then trial पे eventually पहले आप, the prosecution side is going to come with their evidence, right? prosecution side is going to come and present their case. And who is the prosecutor? Who is coming to prosecute you in a criminal case? The state. Give me 1 second. So why state? Why the goddamn state is coming? Why not the individual? Why not the family? Why not the family? So when you commit an offense under the BNS, you are triggering the society at large. This is now no more a private matter between you two. When you entered into the coaching guy agreement and you entered into a contract, that's a civil liability. Both of you individuals are going to be fighting. So it's going to be A versus B. But यहाँ पे it is going to be state versus A, right? So state, the society at large, because now you have committed an action which is not exactly very good. Now we'll go to back to our cafe wala example and I'll make you understand it further. ठीक है जी? So now Harish has punched Yash and broken his jaw over a female, as it almost always happens. Civil side, criminal side. So Yash may seek damages for the damage suffered. Damages for the damage suffered. जो नुकसान हुआ है उसके लिए he may seek damages. So if he wants पैसा, that is a civil case. But under criminal law, Harish has committed an offense against the society at large. The state on behalf of the society will prosecute. But he has punched an individual. How has he committed an offense against, society at large? Right? That is the puzzle. Right? So we'll think about it even further. Right? Just presume that Yash says it's fine, I forgive Harish, I don't want anything to happen to him. Yash को कह रहा है चलो चलो छोड़ दो भाई, Harish जी MLA के लड़के हैं, and now let's just skip it all together. Now why should the state have anything to do with the fight between Harish and Yash? That's what we are pretty much pondering, right? So now assume that there is a rule that we have set in our society, is that you can punch anyone outside a cafe. The state will intervene only if the victim personally wants to pursue you. Just presume that this is a rule that is there, let's say, in the constitution of our country, that you can punch anyone outside a cafe. The state will intervene only if the victim personally wants to pursue you. Now the thing is, then a powerful person could assault someone who is in a weaker state and get away with it, right? And if the victim backs down, the violence effectively becomes permissible. That is why we do not allow it. But let's think about it a little more deeply. See, Harish has violated two things, primarily speaking. First, the Yash's individual interest in bodily safety. Second, the main thing as to why the state comes after you in criminal cases is that a public rule applicable to everyone, Harish has violated this, is that people cannot go around physically attacking other people. Other members of the society need to be ensured that tomorrow Harish is not going to come and attack them. Right? That is the assurance that we know. And that is why we have the law in place, and that is why the state is going to come after you, that how dare you attack one member of us. Right? आपके कोई पर्सनल फ्यूड है, let's say that there's a property dispute between papa and chacha or taya, whatever the case is. That's okay. You fight amongst yourselves. You have not committed anything against the society at large. But the moment you engage in violent acts, or the moment you engage in any of the offenses that are listed out in our kitab, guess what happens? The state comes in because of this very rule, that these are public rules. You cannot violate. If you violate it against one, we will presume that you have violated it against everyone, and then those everyone, on behalf of those everyone, the state comes after you. Do you understand that? So suppose 10 other people are sitting outside the cafe and Harish has not punched them. So have they been directly injured? Well, no, absolutely not, right? But do they have an interest in living in a society where people cannot randomly punch one another without legal consequences? This is it. This is precisely why these case laws that you're going to be reading in BNS, you are going to see state of Punjab versus Falana Damgana, state of Maharashtra, state of NCT of Delhi versus state है party. State is the complainant, or state को आप लगा लीजिए, state is coming to prosecute you in a court of law. But in the case of a civil dispute, you have people, for example, Harish versus Yash. There are two individual parties who have come to court and say he or she has violated my rights. Now either you get me damages from this person, or you stop them from doing certain things, or you enable them to do some certain things, or you prevent them completely, or you declare the property is mine. Those are civil cases. Or you say, ask them to fulfill the contract. I want them to specifically perform the contract. तो उसके लिए आपकी एक एक्ट है जिससे आप थोड़े टाइम में मिलेंगे, उसका नाम है स्पेसिफिक रिलीफ एक्ट. Alrighty, so do you understand that? Thanks to this line, but do they is the people sitting outside the cafe, they have an interest in living in a society where people cannot randomly punch one another. Yes, so therefore they as a collective group represented by the state, the sarkar, the public prosecutor, the prosecutor who prosecutes you on behalf of the public is going to now come after your life and say, well, that this person did this and I'm going to try to prove it, right? So a crime is a wrong against society at large. ये लिख लीजिएगा. Therefore, in these cases, for example, state of Harish or state of NCT of Delhi versus Harish, तो state ये जो आ जाता है, state of Harish बोला मैंने, state versus Harish, ये भैया लेफ्ट पे आ जाते हैं, because whoever approaches the court to prosecute you, then ये आपके Harish is going to defend himself कि नहीं, you know, Yash said this to me, Yash was about to attack me, and he's going to use the defenses available. Where are those defenses also given? They're given in our book. It's as simple as that. अच्छा, और how are you going to, तो ये भी evidence लाएंगे, ये भी evidence लाएंगे in front of a judge who's sitting in a courtroom who was not present at the scene. So how do you persuade the judge that, well, this happened or that happened? आपको evidence लाना पड़ेगा. And that evidence is going to be regulated, is going to be controlled by, guess what? The Evidence Act. Alrighty? तो ये इसीलिए ये केस लॉ का नाम क्रिमिनल साइड पे आपको हमेशा स्टेट दिखाई देगा. राइट? ओके. So the government prosecutes the case on behalf of the public. Harish is the accused, the defendant, so his name goes second. Whoever approaches the court first, their name goes first. But let us say, give me 1 second. And the government first is, the prosecuting authority is always listed as the first, the accused is the second, the person defending. But in the appeal, it will reverse. So for example, let us say Harish loses the case here and he is sent to jail, etc. But he approaches the High Court. Now he is the appellant, he is appealing the case कि नहीं जी नहीं, ये नीचे वाले कोर्ट ने गलत फैसला दिया, they didn't listen to me properly, इन्होंने evidence ढंग से नहीं लिया, the judge gave a judgment riddled with errors, etc. And herein the state is going to respond. So they become the respondent. It is as simple as that. You will get the hang of these words very, very shortly. In fact, well, now in the next class, perhaps I will go into a little bit more of these details, or perhaps when it's the correct time, not even the next class, because next class may I have to take up this strict liability and mens rea, and then we have to do a couple of cases. But I'll explain to you all of these terms in details in one lecture, and perhaps the nomenclature of cases as well in law school by TLOI. सब कुछ बहुत ही सहज तरीके से हो जाएगा, no worries at all. Alright. तो ये कुछ मैं जो लिखवा रहा हूँ इसके आप notes बना लीजिए, so that you need not study it again and again from the books. So if they ask you to write a note, write a short note, or distinguish between civil and criminal liabilities. Liability is the legal responsibility for the consequences prescribed by law. So when Harish has punched Yash, he is now legally liable to get prosecuted by the state. But pehle, first and foremost, he is going to answer for what he has just done, right? So civil liability, likh lijiyega, ordinarily concerns the enforcement of private rights and duties and the provision of remedies to the person whose rights have been infringed. भाई जिसने गलती करी है आपके साथ on the civil side, they will most likely, in more cases than not, they will just pay you money. But let us say पैसे से बात नहीं बनती है and you want that particular thing, like for example, let us say that you had ordered a PS5 from someone for to play GTA 6. When I'm shooting this, GTA 6 is all the news. They haven't even released trailer 3, and PS5 is nowhere to be found thanks to the RAM shortage, the price increases, and it's a mess of a situation. However, having said that, you paid, well, Sonu Sadarji in Gafar to give you that PS5, and well, he has ran away with your money, right? And let us say, on the civil side of the things, you do not want your money back. You want the damn PS5 to play GTA 6 that is just about to get launched in November, right? So in some cases, well, पैसे से बात नहीं बनेगी, so you will request or you will pray to the court कि मुझे तो भैया सिर्फ इतना ही चाहिए. All right, ठीक है जी, लिख लिया. Hopefully you can pause the video and then you can pause the lecture, etc. So in this case, Asta orders a wedding cake from Brainy for 20,000 rupees. Brainy takes the money but fails to deliver the cake as promised. Great work. So what does Brainy owe Asta because the contractual obligation was breached? Think about it. Damages देने पैसे, refund, that is essentially speaking, but refund is just giving you mere paisa back. Damages is for the embarrassment that she must have suffered, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे वो केक आया नहीं, तो वो सब कुछ मिला जुला के is overall called as damages. Yeah, Asta still wants that cake, so Brainy should deliver the cake. So she wants a specific relief from the court. This is covered under SRA, the Specific Relief Act. Okay. The civil remedies can include, you can make a note of this, the damages, the pay money for the loss. You can request the court to grant you an injunction. Injunction is like a command, just like जो आप law entrance में mandamus वगैरह रट के आ रहे थे. Something on that side, but not on the constitutional, nothing to do with fundamental rights. Injunction is, well, a command to do something or to stop doing something. Then you have specific performance, perform the contractual obligation in appropriate cases. Then you have restitution या restoration कि भाई जो मेरा नुकसान हुआ है बस जो नुकसान होने से पहले जैसी पोजीशन थी वैसा आप रिस्टोर कर दीजिए. अभी आएंगे सबके एग्जाम्पल. एक्चुअली आज मैं क्योंकि because I started with BNS, I do not wish to enter civil into like a lot because civil is another a game-changing monster. So firstly we'll cover BNS, then we go to BNSS because BNSS में interlink कर रहा हूँ यहाँ पे सारी. Then we go to evidence. पहले हम ये निपटा लेंगे, so our core is covered, and then we'll take on the civil side as well. ठीक है जी. So declaration and other relief, कोर्ट का जाके बोल रहे हैं कि ये डिक्लेयर करो कि ये मेरा है, तो ये भी सिविल साइड पे आप जा सकते हैं. तो ऐसे भी केस होते हैं, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल डिक्लेयरिंग द टाइटल ऑफ अ प्रॉपर्टी, दैट हु डज दिस प्रॉपर्टी इवेंचुअली बिलोंग टू. ऑलराइट, तो ये सारे के सारे आपके पास रिलीफ. नाउ आस्था deliberately stabs Brainy. Well, wedding cake की तो ऐसी तैसी कराई दी है इसने, so now she is deliberately stabbing Brainy. So if Brainy says, well, I forgive her, but I don't want compensation, and I don't want compensation, think about it. Does that necessarily mean society has no interest in what happened? Will that close the case? Because if that damn FIR is registered, the state has taken over. Now, even he can't do anything. So it will be, the case will be State of NCT of Delhi versus Astha. Now the state is going to go fight versus her, right? So this is how civil side works, right? Of course, if this case is not reported, then it's a separate story. But anyway, so ये लिख लीजिएगा, criminal law treats certain conducts as sufficiently harmful or wrongful that the state prohibits and sanctions it. Hence, criminal cases are generally prosecuted by the state, although the victim informant may initiate the criminal process. And how do you initiate the criminal process? Well, you call the police, because, well, you can't call the minister, right? So you call the police, and the police फिर जाके inform करती है, and then the entire state machinery, the criminal law machinery, gets activated. Okay, so you can pause the lecture here if you wish to write this down. Alrighty. So if we were to make a table in civil, who brings the case to the court? The affected party, right? So the affected party, जिसका भी नुकसान हुआ है, जिसका भी कुछ हुआ है, so they come to the court. In criminal, the state will bring you to court. The other party, जिसके साथ कुछ बदतमीजी हुई है, नुकसान हुआ है, गलत बात हुई है, वो पुलिस को फोन करेंगे. पुलिस ने एक बारी केस टेक ओवर कर लिया, then it's all the state. आप अपना वकील भी unless and until you मतलब there are exceptional cases in which the court allows you, PP is going to prosecute you, so the public prosecutor is going to come in, वो उनका काम है, आपका individual वकील is not coming in to prosecute you. डिफेंडेंट में डिफेंड आपका पर्सनल इंडिविजुअल वकील करेगा, बट क्योंकि अब आप पीछे हट गए और स्टेट, तो स्टेट का वकील केस बेसिकली आपके लड़ेगा. लॉ क्या होंगे, जैसे भी लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल ICA, TPA, SRA, ये या टॉर्ट्स एक्सेट्रा. यहाँ पे क्या होंगे आपके BNS या और अदर भी क्रिमिनल लॉज आजकल, क्योंकि व्हाइट कॉलर क्राइम्स वगैरह हैं, तो उनके लिए जो ये डेडिकेटेड, अगर करप्शन वाले केसेस हैं दे गो टू पोका, देन यू हैव all of these other statutes, but for our purpose we will generally follow BNS प्रोसीजर. हम सारा BNSS से कंट्रोल कर लेंगे, IPC, एंड देन ओवरऑल हम एविडेंस जो देंगे वो इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट के हिसाब से देंगे. इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट यहाँ पे भी अप्लाई होती है क्योंकि एविडेंस का स्टैंडर्ड आधे से ज्यादा एक्ट इज एप्लीकेबल ऑन बोथ साइड्स, मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द एक्ट. दैट इज इन द जजमेंट we will hold you either liable or not liable, mainly to pay damages, पैसा etc. और यहाँ पे in the criminal side, either you will be convicted or either you will be acquitted. But this is only subject to if the trial starts. If the trial से पहले, जैसे केजरीवाल जी was discharged कि नहीं, we don't think कि कुछ होगा ट्रायल पे, then the trial has never started. He has neither been convicted, he is not acquitted. Discharge is a separate stage of criminal trial that will take up in BNSS. वो ट्रायल से पहले ही हो जाता है कि ट्रायल में इतना दम ही नहीं होगा तो जज सेट की जाओ जाओ कुछ नहीं है, पुलिस वालों ने, इन्वेस्टिगेटिंग एजेंसी कुछ भी आपके खिलाफ उतना कुछ ले नहीं पाई, जिसपे अगर मैं एविडेंस रिकॉर्ड करूंगा भी, then no judgment is going to come. But यहाँ पे the judgment is liable or not liable on the civil side. On this side, either you'll be convicted or the acquitted, subject to trial starting, or perhaps you get discharged before the trial has started. Penalty वही आ जाएगी आपके damages या आपका refund या आपका specific relief कि जी जो भी नुकसान वगैरह हुआ है उसकी भरपाई हो जाए in one form or the other. यहाँ पे penalty, अब ये penalty यहाँ लिखी हुई है, मर्डर करा तो क्या लाइफ सेंटेंस मिलता है, डेथ पेनल्टी मिलती है. तो इसके बाद हमने जो लेक्चर करने हैं दैट इज अबाउट टाइप्स ऑफ पनिशमेंट. शुड वी ऑर्डर कम्युनिटी सर्विस बिकॉज दैट्स नाउ बीन रिसेंटली इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन दिस, और शुड वी ऑर्डर समथिंग एल्स, शुड वी, अच्छा what can we order, that this section is going to tell us. So for example, if under 105, if I see the punishment from the BNS for the rash negligence, or 106 in fact, 106 के अंदर हम देते हैं causing death by negligence. So you're driving the car very very fast and negligently you end up killing someone. यहाँ पे punish with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 2 years and shall also be liable to fine. That is what we are going to follow. So in the penalty, whatever the section the section is specified as per the statute. And then burden of proof, यहाँ पे हमेशा याद रखिएगा beyond reasonable doubt. Now what is the term reasonable? This differs from person to person. Beyond reasonable doubt is you'll have to convince the judge beyond a reasonable doubt that this is the guy, the accused, who has actually done it, who has actually committed the offense that we are charging him with. And where is that offense given? The list is given BNS already. और यहाँ पे burden of proof is, हमेशा यहाँ पे mention करके आइएगा अपने answers में भी, that you know this is preponderance of probabilities. अब देखिए, like for example on the civil side, let us say that there's a dispute between a husband and a wife. How many witnesses can be there? How many CCTV? How much CCTV footage can be there? So the judge has to weigh his तराजू and say कि अगर ऐसा जो मुझे फैक्ट मेरे सामने है, इसके बेसिस पे मुझे लगता है ये हुआ होगा, अंडरस्टूड, कि ये हुआ होगा, दैट इज प्रीपोंडरेंस ऑफ प्रोबेबिलिटीज. यहाँ पे बियॉन्ड रीजनेबल डाउट इज दैट आई एम फुल्ली कन्विंस्ड कि ये ही हुआ था, बिकॉज जज इज सिटिंग somewhere in a distant courtroom and now we are on paper we are trying to persuade him, because now here on this side there's a lot of question on life and personal liberty because jail is involved and criminal antecedents, the record is involved, etc. So we have to be extremely careful before a judgment is passed. So यहाँ पे beyond reasonable doubt एंड यहाँ पे प्रीपोंडरेंस, व्हाट डज प्रीपोंडरेंस मीन? जहाँ पे चांस ज्यादा है, द प्रीपोंडरेंस टू लेट अस से स्पेंड, सो यू लाइक there's a lot of chance that if we give you money you'll end up spending it on luxury goods because there's a preponderance to spend. Preponderance of probabilities, that means जो आप मुझे बता रहे हो उसके बेसिस में मुझे लग रहा है कि यही हुआ होगा. So I do not need, in criminal law, before passing the judgment, I need a huge amount of evidence so that I can be convinced beyond a reasonable doubt as a judge. Alrighty? So that is how pretty much it works. That is burden of proof. Alrighty. Now civil liability के भी दो हैं categories. This has to go in your answer, by the way. So contractual liability and non-contractual liability. So in, like for example, in the law of torts, you're sitting there and this tube light falls. Oh, where did you and I sign? Let's presume that you're sitting there, that in a classroom, that the tube light is not going to be falling on your head. So that is where the cases of torts come in. We are going to be studying this subject. Actually, all of my subjects, juris ho, tort ho, they are already shot up and they already exist in terms of playlists. So if you explore this channel, you will find them. This is just a brand new playlist in which I'm going to be using a couple of older lectures, like for example case law discussions, because the case law is static, so it is not changing. Since I've already shot up that, I won't be spending time again to shoot them. But you can already go to, for example, the juris playlist, the torts playlist, and cover out significant portions of your syllabus if you wish to. This entire series, Law School by TLO, I am taking it absolutely afresh and using certain lectures on case laws and inserting them within this very playlist. Any which way. So, tortious liability. So, by contrast, criminal liability is founded on the fundamental maxim. ये अगर आप लिख देंगे तो बहुत ही शानदार चीज हो जाएगी. So, post these lectures, you may just not need to read anything else. This is nullum crimen, या nullum crimen, nulla poena sine lege. The Latin pronunciation, you have to read it like Hindi only. So, nullum crimen nulla poena sine lege means that criminal offences and their penalties are exhaustively prescribed by law, thus limiting the scope of criminal liability. And in our country, where are they exhaustively prescribed by law? Well, in this very book, right? So, this is a list of definition of offences. But how does the machinery move? That is under BNSS/CRPC. And how will the evidence be taken? That is under the Evidence Act. So this is merely कि आप क्या करेंगे? The police can charge you with any of these offences, right? And in the charge sheet when they submit, then the court is going to double check that. The court may just discard some charges that the police has imposed. The court may just add on some charges. That is the stage of framing of charges. I'll in fact very soon do a separate video from an FIR to a judgment, from an FIR to a trial, etc. ऐसा कुछ करके नाम लिखेंगे, और the 27 stages of criminal trial, वो BNSS के लिए हो जाएगा. ठीक है जी. अगर लिखेंगे तो बहुत अच्छी बात है, मैक्सिम लिख लेंगे तो आपका काम हो जाना चाहिए. Alright. अब क्या ऐसा हो सकता है, because this you need to mention, is that एक ही केस में बहुत सिविल केस भी बन जाए, क्रिमिनल केस भी बन जाए. So civil cases are, the procedure is going to get controlled by the CPC, evidence again the Indian Evidence Act, but instead of the BNS, either ICA or torts or TPA, tort तो चलिए कोई specific bare act होनी नहीं वाली, और ये आपके क्या बोलते हैं इंडियन कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्ट या ट्रांसफर प्रॉपर्टी एक्ट, जहाँ पे भी ये डिफाइंड है. तो यहाँ पे क्रिमिनल साइड पे चीजें डिफाइंड है, BNS में उस साइड पे सिविल साइड पे यू हैव अ मल्टीपल ऑफ स्टैट्यूट, चाहे वो हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट है, स्पेशल मैरिज एक्ट है. So they act as the IPC वहाँ पर, but of course with no criminal element involved. They're all civil side statutes. तो वहाँ पे let us say that you're fighting over a title deed or a sale deed for property. Then the TPA and Registration Act, they define what was to be done and what has been breached. Then the entire case is going to proceed in a courtroom via CPC, और उसमें भी जब ट्रायल जब शुरू होगा तो एविडेंस, रिकॉर्डिंग ऑफ एविडेंस आ जाएगी और एविडेंस आप रिकॉर्ड करेंगे इंडियन एविडेंस एक्ट के हिसाब से, राइट. होपफुली द स्ट्रक्चर इज क्लियर. बट कमिंग बैक इज, कैन वन इंसिडेंट वेल अराइज बोथ सिविल एंड क्रिमिनल लायबिलिटीज? या श्योर. सिविल ये डेफमेशन अंडर टॉर्ट की नहीं जी, मुझे इसको जेल नहीं भेजना, मुझे पैसे चाहिए इससे. सो यू आर नाउ फाइलिंग अ केस फॉर सिविल डेफमेशन. But let us say that you're filing a case for criminal defamation, that you want to send the other person to jail, then IPC के अंदर defamation है. So you want to then go file an FIR and then get the state involved in this, right? But usually criminal defamation bhi chale chhode, because criminal defamation may be a lot of, these civil law elements are there, but so that it doesn't get confusing for you. But one action, yes, can arise or can give birth to both kind of liability. So it may arise in parallel from the same event, resulting in the accumulation of delicts and liability. Now it says Harish is driving negligently in Delhi and hits Yash. पता नहीं दोनों में क्या दुश्मनाई है कि एक दूसरे को मारने पे लगे थे और यश ही पिट रहा है. तो Yash suffers a fractured leg and incurs 2 lakhs in medical expenses. The same accident may simultaneously give rise to criminal liability. The state may prosecute Harish if his conduct satisfies the ingredients of the relevant offence under the BNS. तो जो इन्होंने करा है, अगर वो इस सेक्शन में यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है कि if you do this we may prosecute you, तो criminal liability भी आ जाएगी और civil liability is Yash may claim compensation for the injuries and losses caused by Harish's negligence. Right? Yash कह रहा है वो तो ठीक है, मुझे इससे पैसे भी चाहिए. I will sue him individually on an individual level on the civil side, that how dare he do this. You, the state, the members of the public can come in to prosecute via the other side. I will prosecute him from this side. Okay. So Harish may have to answer to the state for the crime and to Yash for the civil wrong, right? And that is how it works. Civil liability, criminal liability, right? So all of these lectures are going to contain a lot of elements in the manner I'm teaching, in the manner I wish that I had, somebody had taught me or somebody had explained to me back in the day, right? So ये साथ साथ ही सीखना पड़ता है कि यहाँ पे चल क्या रहा है. If you try to study the IPC in isolation or BNS in isolation, you may, मजा नहीं आता. It requires, this information needs to be assimilated into a bigger organism. The next lecture that we do, we are going to be going into the waters of mens rea. Mens rea is essentially speaking जानबूझ के, जैसे the first defense that a kid takes, मैंने जानबूझ के नहीं करा, मेरे से गलती हो गई. At that moment of time, you may reduce the punishment also, क्योंकि लोगों की गलतियां हो जाती हैं. तो IPC also reduces the punishment. जहाँ पे mens rea, अगर mens rea है ही नहीं, sometimes it lets you go also कि अरे it was a pure accident, it was a pure mistake, there was no bad intention behind the act. But in strict liability cases वो कहते हैं भाड़ में गई तुम्हारी intention. We will prosecute you just because you have done the act. We don't care of what your intention is. So there are strict liability offences where no mens rea, where no intention, where is no guilty mind is required. वो वाले offences को हम कहते हैं strict liability offences. But generally mens rea समझना पड़ेगा कि अरे I didn't mean to hit you. I didn't mean to, गलती से लग गया. जैसे हम लोग मेट्रो में कभी कभार if we end up touching each other, right? ब्रेक लगती रहती है, we end up touching each other, तो हम कहते हैं अरे sorry, excuse me, sorry, है ना? But let us say that person owed you money and then you intentionally went in there and now you have mens rea, right? मेरी रिया नहीं, men की रिया नहीं, just mens rea. Alrighty, this I'll take you through in the next lecture. So that will be lecture number 3, and then you will have lecture number 4, in which we are going to be reading a case on state of Maharashtra versus Meyer Hans George, who already shot up hai. I will place it in the playlist as lecture number 4. Then we have to cover out state of MP versus Narayan Singh, wo bhi already shot up hai. That is lecture number 5. But before that, I'll give you this, and then we are going to be proceeding ahead to other topics, like for example the kinds of punishments under the BNS. Alrighty, so wishing you folks all the very best, and do take very good care of yourself. Let me see you in the next class, and in Law School by TLY by Shri Sahaj. Alrighty, take care. Wishing you all the very best. May God bless you. Bye.